Yeah, I found the bag. It was a stupid mistake on mine. I forgot to add a word here. It was out next to hit. So we save it and there's no error now. So if we play the game, and we click, you see, shows the name of the object. Something funny with my resolution. Yeah, what happened to all these things? Weird. Yeah, must be the thingy software I'm using. This action software must be bugging out or something. Of course, this just happened now. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. So as you see here, when we press the thing mouse, I'll print the name of the object. I'll print this guy still. So we go back to the scripts. So what we'll do is now is we do a for loop. The int I is equal to 0. I will be less than bag dot length. Like I said earlier, everything will be added to the bag, the whole items in the list. Or find the game objects using the ID list from here, ID and the tag on the game object. I plus plus. So what I do now? If loop, if let's see, hit dot collider dot tag. This will do it straight away really. Is equal to bag dot I. This will check through every single bag. So this will go from 0 to whatever the length of the array is. I'll check one by one. Dot ID like this. So what we'll do next, if it finds that the object you clicked on is a part of the bag, so it's one of the objects in the game, it will add it to the inventory list, and I'll show you why the inventory is a list. Okay, because I made the list because it's so easy to add something. All you have to do is write dot then add, then you just write the bag right here. See, it's that simple. That's why it's a list. We made a list. Then we want to get rid of the game object. You don't want to sit there. You don't want to add the same object 3 times. That'll be cheating. So what we have here is the hit dot collider dot game object. You see? So we can add a scroll to this window really. But before I add the scroll, I want to test 3 things. So quickly, we want to do the for loop here. I'll just create another for loop in here quickly. So I have the I equal to int I less than eventually. Unless you don't use the thing, use dot count instead of length. I plus plus. So here we'll have a GUI button now. And here we'll have a new rect. Remember, the new rect shows a position. And remember, the position will change depend on the window. So it won't follow the screen anymore, follow the window itself, the position. So once it's at 20/20/1, the size of 364 by 64, and you want the eventually I dot icon. Now we have to do this int it's equal to, thinking of this, what would int here be equal to? Won't be equal to 0. Oh yeah, 20. Then we delete this bit here. This is the X, this is the Y. Why? You'll understand why I did that in a minute. So we'll do y plus equal to 70. Look, we want the buttons to go down, 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 down. The thing is, you have to make it sure they go under that and not on top of each other. So this is 64, you see? The height of it is 64. I made it 70 so there'll be some space between buttons. So when you save now, hoping it will show error. I did some stupid mistake somewhere again. Oh yeah, here. Choose string. Tags are always a string, so you have to make that a string as well. String is making a string. It doesn't really turn anything to string, it just shows it like that. Yeah, it's gone. So now you have the. I already tagged the thing on the objects, number 1, number 2. If you go to player, we open the bag. We don't want 20, we want only 4 game objects so far. We call it test 1. I'll do this quickly, just one by one. No. Test 2. Test 3. Test 4. So now we want to change IDs. Remember, you have to change IDs so you could understand what the game object really is. You don't really need to. I think you don't really need to use the player game object. I just added here for later. So you want to add icons. I got some 3 basic icons here. I think they're 32 bits by 32 by 32. I just add each like this. I don't have to really bother these by now, but basically, because normally when you have a weapon in game, you tag as weapon, but because we added IDs to using IDs as a tag system, I made the enums. Since instead of using a tag, you can use these now. So all of these are weapons. It doesn't really matter if you put weapon or it could be none or anything, it doesn't really change anything. So let's see. I feel like I forgot something, but we'll find out. So we click on this, yeah. You see? It adds it. I could drag the window. Remember, you can only drag the top bit here, not the bottom bit. You understand why? Because when you have a scroll, it goes buggy really. You got buttons. Buttons don't do anything so far. Okay. First of all, we add a name next to it as well. So I have a UI.box new rect. This looks a bit like the Dark Souls one. So we not 20. Thinking 6. If you think on the X position, it goes 20 here plus 64. 64 plus 20 will be 84. So we say 89. Want on the 89 on the X position. Same on the Y position. Then we only want the width for it should be it's a name really, shouldn't be really higher than 40. The height of it should only be like 10. And should only include the eventually I.name. You know, put the name for the objects. If you're wondering how the scroll various could be in a second, I just want to show you quickly these things. So when we click on these game objects, we'll have to. Okay, we need a bit bigger. 40 as well. So we click on these objects. Okay, don't make it 40. So it screws up. Oh yeah, I made it 400. That's my mistake, sorry. So make this 70. can't tell how sometimes I make a mistake. So I click on game object. Yeah. I know the GUI is really not nice, but to tell you the truth, Unity hasn't got a nice GUI system. I think they're going to add NGU, I'm not sure. But if you really want a nice GUI system, you got to get external asset or NGU type of thing. But I think you could use a label or layout. But I'll use a label instead, really. GUI dot label. This should really do the job as well. I don't really use labels, I know that's, yeah, see? Yeah, so use a label instead. So, you get this here. We want to do the thing as well. We want the description as well on the right, so we have now a label. We can add the thing in a minute, so don't worry, we'll add this called in a minute as well. Maybe. Right. This could be 89. The year position of it will be year plus the thing, the height of the previous one. For now we'll add 20 because I'm not sure really. Width for it's gonna be more than 70, we think that 80. Height of it's gonna be. For now we'll just do it like this quickly because I can't remember. Mainly I can't think straight right now. So if we go to layout and the back here, and we put a long word, so like here, I click on this. So we need to increase the length of the width. You can really make these variables public and do it from the inspector, but I prefer it like this because you always have loads of variables sitting one by one around each other. So width would be, let's say, 200. Yeah, that does it. So a basic thing like this. We got the scroll view in a sec. First of all, you have to click this bit here to move it because that's how I made it. You can make it all the way down here really, but when you have a scroll view it goes a bit buggy. So when we want to click these stuff, I can add another thing here. So basically when we click this, it could be added to slots here, but that's really very easy to do really. You could just do a second list like that. Anyway, when we press the button, I want it back on the ground. Now I'll show you why I did it. Now remember why I did the game object to the list, to the items thing. Because when to instantiate the object on the ground when you press it, there's different ways you could do it, but really it takes 2 hours. Really, there's loads of ways you could do it. So you want to instantiate you want the inventory object I dot player. This will be game object. It'll be shall we do on the transform position of the player? Somebody clever think on the transform position of the player. I'll write a quick thing here. No, you have to instantiate our private vector 3 thing. So those will be equal to, no, you have to do an update function now. False will be equal to transform. I think it's our transform. position here. Then we want the pos.x. This is so what type of position is the position of the player. So basically where we are at the script to. So we want to be plus equal 20 because we don't want to spawn the same place as the player or it might get stuck or a bug might happen or something. So basically this should do it. Pos dot transform dot rotation, and then we'll remove it. So inventory, this one nowadays is our choose inventory. Remove at I. No, I feel like I'm gonna get error. No, doing error good. So we add the object here. And because we didn't add a game object, we get errors. So we need to add a game object to these things. Add loads of soldiers. It doesn't matter really what you had. For this, we just add these soldiers thing. I got these soldiers of the assets thing. I was just messing around with the animation system and stuff. So we got soldier clone. Where's the damn soldier clone? Ah, there they are. So we got two here. So it's spawned on the x-axis. If you see here, the x-axis plus whatever I put it. A bit too far away, so you prepare it to out of 0 or something. Interesting. Right, let's see what was that error. Now we get this. I'll remove this. We get out. That fixed the game breaking bug. No, not yet. Add a collider thing to soldier servant thingy. Doesn't look like it's really game breaking. I'll have a quick look at that a bit later. I know what it is really. It's this bit here, you see? After you remove it. So basically, you remove this and you get rid of it at I, and these this because this disappears here. These are all errors. Easiest way of doing it would be this should be it. I don't know, but I'll just try if this does it correctly. Yeah. See? So basically, it's saying you're trying to spawn something that isn't there. If you move this down here, I'll get rid of it because at this I bit it removes diff, but these two underneath it show thought they were still there. So it's a quick fix really. Next we have to add the scroll through. Wait, add this, add that, add the scroll through. I feel like I forgot one or two more things really. So we need to scroll through. Actually, could do it myself quickly. Should I do it underneath here? We want it to do. You should always do it underneath the drag window because it could mess that bit up badly. Show GUI dot begin scroll view. When you do scroll view, there'll be two ones, X and Y. So there'll be white scroll view and a bottom view. We could get rid of the bottom one quite easily, really. I just found a quick way of getting rid of the bottom one, really. No. Right. I need to do a scroll position here. Forgot. So basically, I'll just copy paste the scroll position bits. Scroll view from here. So you need the scroll position and vector 2 thing here. Copy this. So basically, it makes it X and a Y vector. Not private. Don't these to sharpen this vector. So make a X and a Y vector. I'll equal it to 0. So this will be equal to score position. Yeah, score position equal to that. Why did I always make the last letter always bigger? Position equal to the GUI. Oh, oh god, wrong place, sorry. GUI window, like we got here. So you don't need to do your own custom new rect here. Yeah. So we wanted the big, see, number 10,300. We actually wanted to begin. If you remember, it was 600 the width of it, so we want to begin around the 500 mark. And we want, see, these two correspond to each other, so you have to be careful. Like I said before, there's two, one on the right side of the scroll and the bottom scroll. So we want them to correspond. I wonder if I can get to the vector one. Anyway, for now, I want to copy paste this bit here so I can show you a quick example of what I mean. That way, yeah. So basically, it's gonna be like this. Don't worry about this bit, I'm gonna change it quite a lot really. I'm missing 1, 2, 3. I think I'm missing one of these things here. We'll find out what the error was. And new rec, sorry, yeah, found the bug. This should come get rid of it. And you need to end the scroll view. First of all, I want to comment this bit out here, so I can show you how the scroll position works. So yeah, GUI dot end scroll view. So as we get here, you see we got bottom one like this. Not that. So we gonna make here 3 public variables. They're gonna be int. We call it x1 slash year1. I'll show you understand in a minute why I did this. x2 and year2. Want each of these. No. Yeah, right. Yeah, x1 year1 x2 year2. For now, in the layer button, do save. And save. Yeah, so we'll equal to 100, 100, 220, 220. So far you'll see it's the same size because it's the previous numbers, but we need to get a perfect thing to fit here perfectly. So increasing x1 makes it like this. Increasing the other one, it disappears, so you have to be quite careful. See, if you do it like this, see? Can you use X on here? Ah, it changes after a while. I should note those down, so this here, this bit, I don't want this to be like that at 300. I want to get, so why do I always click on the wrong ones? Yeah, not a bit more higher than 10. I want to add 15. I have to make it 17. Don't want to look buggy. Yeah, what I have to do. You should note this about the x. Remember how I put the x1 year 1. So when I increase the x1, it moves it to here. So when I increase the x year 1, yeah, well, if you make that black bar taller, the other bar will disappear like before. If you want to use the year 2 to make the black bar smaller, use the year 1 to go like this. And I think you shouldn't do it like this, but I do it like this because it does the job really. Then you should get a piece of pen and paper and note it. Note it somewhere. The numbers. Note the numbers somewhere so you could use it back in the script. Base use 569, 485, 225, 377. See? Then go up here and make this equal to those. Or you could just go from here quickly. Make them equal to those. 569, 485, 225, 3277. So when you make it like that, see, you got the thing here. Now, I forgot to tell you guys, you know I said this is screen 1, on goes screen 2, and we make a window, it'll be like screen 3. So whatever we put here on screen 3, when you have the scroll position, think it was at screen 4. So if the scroll position thing changes, like the place of it, the stuff inside it will change with it. So wait, let me put these back. Best way to understand is you have to keep on writing these codes and mess around. So see, you got here, move about. Remember, if you can move this thing from this area, this will go a body, this will work. So we press this here, press this, and press this, press this. See? Now you can add like 50 objects in here, and it'll work perfectly. Nice, isn't it? Now remember, wait, let me add one more thing to the thing here, so I can show you how to modify these externally. Public int, let's say damage. So we save here, we save. So we'll do one more script here quickly. We'll call this the player script. We'll make it like health thing. So let's say you want to check, let's say if you want to add an armor. Let's say the player has armor. First of all, we need a public thing here. Public. It's called inventory M. And this stat will inherit from inventory M, so all these values in here will be in the stats. So let's say you have a private thing here. Private health thing. Right, so int health. So let's say you wanted to add armor to it, or basically you want to increase the health somewhere or add armor really. I should call this armor, make it easy to understand. So you'll have a for loop in here that'll be equal to int I equals 0 sorts by I less than stat dot inventory. Remember, it inherits from M, so you get the inventory thing in here. Dot count. Then we have I plus plus. So like this, you have you have the list of the inventory. Then we want is if. Now you understand why I use the enums for this. Wait, let's think. If items dot dot type dot armor. See, you could. This nice thing is you could just open item script, get the type here, and get the armor one here. Is equal to eventually I dot was it dot damage. What do I call this thing here? Damage. No, sorry. Eventually I dot type, because you want the eventually I objects dot type here. If both of these are equal, so you haven't, yeah, you'll just add it really. Wait. So we have arm object armor plus equal eventually. Oh yes, sorry, now I remembered why this bit here. Sorry, yeah, if I confused you. Let's put the dots here before doing that. So this could be equal that. Sorry about that. Stat dot eventually I dot damage. So let's say it'll go through the loop. If you move out more add armor, it'll add these stuff to it. So I want it to print the armor to string. Don't have to do it to string, but I like doing it as a exercise really. No, I think you don't have to do strings. So we're up in the back. Let's say this is 5 armor. Let's say this is 10 armor. So see, we add this is a weapon, so run forward. We add this weapon, run forward. And yeah, now remembered. You first add the second thing as well. Yeah, this one here. Sorry about that. Now we can now here. Object reference not set to instance of object. Oh yeah, I forgot, sorry. Remember what I said before? Stat equal to new inventory and this should really do it. If not, you get uploaded not else. Ah, didn't do it. Sorry. I'll quickly find what the bug is, so I'll come back.